Bhíoh tábhacht ar lethe baint lob siúd a bheith monna cicin na sira sa bell. Agus ní le nárú teacaí ar sin. Ach an cuimnú siar thub, cé aca ba bear.
And Cyril does the take, and it's gone over the bar. Eddie Doherty is the taker, and that makes it a goal, and 22 is over the bar. Jimmy Keatley is going to take it. And it's over the bar. Ugly Sheehy coming out to take the free. And it's over the bar.
Harry Tompkins. Corker in front. Here's Cannibal. Curls in. Delightfully over the bar.
Tony McTague is going to take this free. And it's over the bar, the first score of the game. 1 minute gone. Tony McTague a point.
Donnie fi ormsa, ge hir yn fechtus farach na chwys I rwyf y togen cicin a ser. Bedd gan eithn Jimmy Keatley. Agus Tony McTague. As da go fi brw an y fôr ar ffadr yn cwgdif y bar. Ni mael o mae'r ach deri Tony McTague.
Tony McTague takes it. Someone takes the ball right field. They go right over the bar.
It's much easier to mark a fella that has 1 foot only. But Tony, the fact that he had 2 feet and was well able to use both of them, it was always, of course, more difficult to come to grips with his play.
Any good team, to have a good free taker. We had someone special in Tony.
Little boy in a baseball hat stands in the field with his ball and bat. Says, I am the greatest player of them all. Puts his bat on his shoulder and he tosses up his ball. And the ball goes up and the ball comes down. Swings his bat all the way around.
This is the backyard of the Forban Garda Station. And the reason why we're here, of course, my father was a sergeant here, and we lived in the building here behind you from 1952.
Doesn't say a word.
When I was a young fella, I used to kick ball against that door there, that small little cell door. I remember the few fellas being put in it when they'd have a little bit too much to drink uptown, and they'd be let out the next morning. I spent my time, a lot of time, just come out, have the ball there and kick it with the rubber ball, kick the ball in against the door. So I certainly got a lot of entertainment out of that. Dreamed all the dreams and the usual. It's just a place where fellas convened. And there'd be no football boots, and you'd be playing with a rubber ball.
That's right, no rag ball.
Yeah, no rag ball in some cases.
The whole town used to come in, didn't it?
Yeah, there'd be 14 or something like that. And no matter how many be there, you'd pick the team.
No doubt.
If the Angela spell went, we'd be under orders to stop for the prayers, right?
That's right.
And it was often given out and said.
Yeah. No honey laughing. We used to Tino sheds cows that time. And there was an old dung heap up along there, but that wasn't this, I don't know. But one evening they were playing, and Michael Kinney, a neighbour, was running up. The brother came up and gave a tip and knocked him right into the into the heap of dung.
Is má mar a chhuan na cluifi agus a trein al singari sin go Tony. Mar an 19 go cehead is a gimmert le minúdi I bháilí a gluifi canis na héad an na bhíse. Singari is versatile.
He'd everything. He was probably equally as good a free taker as a minor as he proved to be later at senior.
The minor final, which traditionally precedes the senior decider, saw the boys from Cork opposed by the youths of Offaly. Cork heavily fancied to complete the minor double, their hurlers having run riot against Laochra 3 Sundays earlier, ran into stiff opposition from the Midlanders. The Offaly boys settled down from the start and surprised even themselves by building up what looks like a comfortable lead of 8 points by half-time.
Vi fyrna an wahig Cork. Gos an chain galer mar I aller Corkíach farawl vor kegur dinne fiochtig go bian Tim F. Hayes. Ach vi Tony McTague go there.
As events were to prove, however, the lead was anything but comfortable. From the restart, Cork laid siege on the Offaly goal, gradually whittled the lead away, and then went in front. But when it seemed that the favourites would win after all, Offaly's strength lay in Tony McTague, who scored 7 points. But the performances of all on both teams augurs well for their future in senior ranks.
The bhúigiú bháile craobh na héireann, an chéad craobh pelle a tháinig gríomh go dtí an cún bé. Fuireann únta go bhí ann, cé nach raibh éon chúlín amháin de arraspára Corcaigh sa chluiche ceannis.
Not being the free taker, if you know what I mean, in any of the teams that was involved. There's more pressure on the free taker than there is in anybody else going to the game. It's like a fella taking all the putts in golf. You're on your own for a start, and if you kick it over the bar, everyone will say, sure, my mother would do that. And if you kick it wide, you're a dope. So you can't really win.
Bhíon dá chuisige, an scéal a bhí chaun mar Geall Tony, bhí lecheann beagais, mar bhíh sé tógant na séir cicanna agus gimmart chomá meachta ruthar, agus bhíh daoine rá go raibh crán ag go bailige ar cholatí agus giagón grán, as bhíh teadán ceangailte an ngíag agus bán istigh na lár, agus go bnéon spricú bhíh gin ar bhíh sé tógant na séir cicanna I dtéirigh an bán a chaimsiú mecht tríd. Bhí sé chocrín Hemmer skill famach over le gunna abid. Vi sé hokrin le real.
And this free will be taken by Tony McTague.
Vi technique like ní dhéannig sé rith mór ar rith fada go dtí an lírod. Chunnig mé chur kick chuige slot har an trasnáin agus níor thug sé ach céim amháin don lírod.
Bhí stíl an na hén plíige, an fella chur siar, ní héach sé siar ó ada, bhí sé go léir sa choisiige sa bróid.
Tony McTague takes it, and when things are going right for you, they go right over the bar.
You remember the ones you missed, you'd forget about the ones you get, of course.
This is where they need a king around the
Boots in the ball are vital as far as taking frees are concerned, because you have to have the ball at the right air pressure. So that you'll be able to have control on it. And of course the boots, the shape of your foot in the boots is so important. Each one has an individual shape. And if I, for instance, if my boots were stolen, I'd be in big trouble. Well, that's the way I felt. So I made sure they weren't stolen. My main practice would be I'd kick 3 frees at a time from a certain place, and I'd have to score the 3 for it to count. 2 was no good. I had to score the 3, and the third one then became a harder one to kick because it was a pressure situation. So you're really pressurising yourself to be able to kick under pressure, as it was. I remember kicking a sideline ball on the hospital side in O'Connor Park in a championship game against Westmeath, under 21 Leinster Championship. And I kicked the ball over the bar from the sideline, but the referee blew the whistle and made me go back. And he says, you didn't kick it from the right place. So I had to put the ball down on the sideline again, and I kicked it over again from the same spot. So, in satisfaction, the referee got one up on him.
Tony up the centre towards Ambrose Hickey.
Le bon ille éiren faoi 8 bliana déag an a fócaigh Tony óní déag seasca cead, ní fada gur sé héin, agus lads eile ón bhuidin sin a caithe gant í na sínsir. In ní déag seasca ní, chrúdú craibh chóide lion. Bhfuil idir chun down chábhaint sa glufa leachanis, agus a fánach darab be glufa canis na héiren, hí fid na réachta.
Tom Prendergast coming across to get it. Tom, whose duty it is to watch Tony McTague today, and he's been watching him pretty well up to now.
This was the first time I marked Tony was in the 1969 All-Ireland. He was a very established player at that time, and I was more or less coming on to the Kerry team. I suppose one would have to say a bit intimidated because Tony had a very high reputation at that time, and I was obviously a bit nervous about marking him.
Willie Bryan up to Tony McTague. Tony McTague being tackled by Tom Prendergast, and everywhere that Tony goes, there goes Tom, and everywhere that Tom goes, there goes Tony, and away goes Tony now after robbing Tom Prendergast away up the field with the ball. He's made about 40 yards, but Tom Prendergast is still after him, and Tony McTague takes a shot into Sean Evans. Sean Evans is trying to take a shot. He's foul there by McTague.
I came to the conclusion that the only way to play him was to play in front of him. My good friend, of course, Seamus McGarrett, would say I had a hold of his jersey for some of the players, and there wouldn't be any truth in that.
And Tony McTague will take it. The goalkeeper and the backs in lining the goal as Tony McTague comes up now to take the shot, and it is the lead for Offaly. Yes, it is a line ball for Offaly, and it will be taken by Tony McTague. 30 yards out. Shortish one towards Willie Bryan, and Willie sends it high, dropping in towards the goal mouth, and it's gone over the bar.
Bísagin gomagarod anha, mar lédi idir anna chomus lásan, agus dá mech reint an áile ho causteine, cefúhach no causteine cada hita chamach, nír a bheith cahab na pingine adarin.
Kept it back now towards Eugene Mulligan. Eugene Mulligan fits it into the goal mouth. It's fits it towards the left here, and it's DJ Crowley with the ball, and time all over. Kerry are champions.
I feel in 1969, the defeat by Kerry was part of the learning process that we had to go through, and we had to learn from the experience, so that the next time, if there was a next time, that we'd be better able to cope with playing in the final.
Héis gur hepper í bháilí glufa canis lion an éideag seachtú, ceapú an tahead gilúlaí mar bhainisteir éidir bhuidin. Ní beag go tunach ar bhí gearthub, ar an bhlion dar gíon hí ar éise báid go chrócaí i glufa canis na héireann, a tóstáid na Gaillimhí.
There's Tony McTague getting ready now for the kick. Concentration. Here it is. It's over the bar, a point, and Offaly lead by that point scored by Tony McTague. Ball comes now, Kieran Staffy up the field. Tony McTague with it now. Where will I go, says Tony, and he discovers very quickly and gets the ball left-footed way up the field. And Jack Halford was sending it. They come into Sean Evans. Sean on the 14. He's going through. Sean trying to get it out. He decides he'll try and get it in instead, and he sends it over the bar. And Martin Furlong brings it down in the goal mouth, and it's a goal! It's a goal for Galway, and Seamus Layton the scorer. And there goes the half-time whistle, and so...
Chúig cholíní bhí atrabag le hama le fidiníor chuir chun tosa. Níonínta san nach Tony sásta, a chraimní ar a seascaní, céirt go ddíireach a bhí fólam takeab.
It would be appointed, it is today. Tony McTague getting his eye back in now. Here's Tony McTague now on the 10th minute. Sending this one and sending it over the bar for Offaly. Another point for Offaly. They're picking off the points now. Sends it over the bar. And that narrows it now to just 2 points. Tony McTague, the scorer. Noel Connon doesn't quite hold on to it. Sean Evans gets it across the goal mouth. Mark Connor's got the ball. A shot. A goal! A goal! Mark Connor, the scorer of that one, with the score. 1 goal and 11 points to 1 goal and 8 after about 21 minutes of play. Coley McDonough for Galway. Into Tom Devley. presumptively, left-footed screw shot across in towards the goal mouth, and the ball is in the net. It's a goal! It's a goal! And the sides are level again. And there is a 50 to be taken by Tony McTague. Here's the kick. It's gone in and it's gone over the bar. Another point for Offaly. And it's Tony McTague who puts Offaly 2 points ahead now. That's his 6th point of the game. A shortish kick. The referee has called for the ball, and there goes the final whistle, and Offaly have won the All-Ireland for the first time in history. Offaly have won the All-Ireland. They've won it by 3 points, and they've won it on merit.
Brunaminish on Corn, Willie Bryan agus Cogardacus.
The moment they've been waiting for. Willie Bryan with the Sam Maguire Cup, and now the whole Offaly team with the Sam Maguire Cup.
Sé Tony Woolmudge and Nijeg Shachtohen. Chud Tony, Chulle Leroy, Fushe, Harrod Seston and Loshin. Agus Bumudge Vishistas, in Jerry.
Den bhuiireann minúr sin a bhuaigh craobh na hÉireann sa bliain 1964. Bhí 8 dia. Inseir na hÉireann níos déanaí sa bliain 1971. Chud é an éireann minúr eile gur tháinig 8 ras a bhuaigh craobh síneir na hÉireann níos déanaí. Ní bhaid tú mórrándí, ach dí dhéanú bháile. Agus duine agus na réalta móra bhí acu ná Tony McTague. Go mór mhór le kicking na saoir.
At that stage, anything else was no good to us, only winning the All-Ireland. So our turn happened to be 71. We had learned from the experience of defeat and the sorrow in 69 and in the final in 70.
I believe that they were playing a bit too physical, and I wanted to change their whole attitude to the game, to get them to believe in themselves, to get them to be aware that they had something to contribute. And a mental approach had to be, and that mental approach came, and I think we were successful with it. And if I may say so, we blazed a new trail for the 70s and give other counties a different attitude to football. And if Dublin have been successful and other counties in Leinster have been successful in the 70s, way back in the beginning, it was Offaly that set them all on the way.
Brings it ahead to Pat Penning. Tony McTague was going to be on his own if he brings it in. Now to McTague. First time that, and what a cool goal by McTague. McTague,
well, in 1971 we won the All-Ireland, but we also won the county championship that year, the senior county championship in 1971. We beat Gracefield, so that was a double win. It created a great atmosphere around Ferban, and it also meant that I'd have been the captain the following year.
All-Ireland football final day, the big day in Irish sport, with the footballers from Kerry and Offaly preparing to march around Croke Park behind the Artane band.
Bhíonn níos gur rua ar éise gluifi ceannis na héireann ach an uair seo na chaiptín. Rích níidir ar chó scór agus heast an dar na cluife agus cé gur droch cluifin chéad leid Tony, deosa an chaiptín go mór san Himmerst.
Couldn't sé brú breise ar imróir de hena captéil. Agus tá imróirí nach nimlíonn go machanéchar nóair a bhíonn siad mar captéil. Is a bheabhsa chuig Tony nó denna captéin, cé gur fear ciúin a bhí ann. Ní fear éfach a géirí daoine spragar ó bhúr beidir go bháchaigh sé sin go dtí daoine eile, ach dhéann sé ar a bar, cé captéin macha bhí ann.
And there is a free for Tony McTague and Offaly about 25 yards out from the Kerry goal.
Tony like on a tábhacht an Dunfermline sin like mar bhí sé bhí an sharpshooter bhí Tony agus they can now like chuir sé an Leroy Haran Trasná nó a fuair the kick there.
Eamon Fitz with that sun in his eyes, it must be awkward. A lovely bit of feeding by Mick O'Connell. Mick O'Connell right up the far side of the field, but that comes Mick Ryan, and the referee blows his whistle and penalises Dan Kavanagh for a very obvious foul there. McTague takes his shot, and McTague sends it over the bar. Another point for Offaly. Here comes Tony. Hurls in, and it's over the bar. Another point. That's 5 points for Offaly. 3 of them scored by Tony McTague. Offaly 5, Kerry no score. Referee signalling a free in for Offaly, and it'll be taken by Tony McTague. Tony McTague taps it over the bar. Another point for Offaly. That's 4 for Tony McTague, and for Offaly it's 7. This goes straight over the bar. Another point for Offaly, and that is 5 for Tony McTague. And so at half-time, the sides are level. Tony McTague sends it over the bar for a point for Offaly, making it Offaly 9, Kerry 8, and that is his 6th point of the game.
We faro hiri yn os bod e'r hws y bant y cwl. Ni'r of cadig e fechant yn deleffish neu hwrwch nhw doctori nhw yn y banel tri cado fechant y deleffish nhw eistwch leis yn radio. Os di'r siar yn un og dosglyt. Os dy fi eisiau geistwch leis yn y gar y fi tacht o'n archo. Agos eich pwynt y wain agos ys banel tradinish dy me. Dwt eich sin cwl ddo faile. Os dwt eich cwnnws ta ysgod. Fi yn lwc o hard sin gwylisygwm gyr cwl e in naig ciri.
Paddy Fanning with it now, in towards the goal mouth, a high one, a lovely ball into the goal. It's a goal! Oh, yes, yes, yes! It's a goal! It's a goal! And the referee blows his whistle and awards a free against Kerry. Dead straight in front of the goal, Tony McTague, who shares the lead in points in this game today, taking this one. He sends it high, and now he leads all alone as he sends that one over, his 7th point of the game. Paul O'Donoghue gone backwards for Kerry, lifting the ball up now, an intended pass to Mick O'Shea, goes to Tony McTague for Offaly, a high one, and it's over the bar. Here is Tony McTague to take this free. And Tony sends it over for another Offaly point. Free for Offaly. Tony McTague to take it. Pat Griffin getting ready to come on for Kerry. Tony McTague takes it. And when things are going Redfield, they go right over the bar. The crowd in already, although, yes, the final whistle is gone. The crowd sensing that the final whistle was coming. And Offaly have won the All-Ireland. Offaly have won their 2nd All-Ireland. 2 in a row for Offaly.
Lian an y wahodd ffadig e, gymwfw sy'n ffech y canis, agos degw lini gnohe i ges o'n yr abder y leis yn end.
Sais tîn y sinne, nhw'n bwyn ffôn e orn cwynimid ar na dîne a fi hysleis agos cawndys na imidori a gwref hysle bwcht yn tyr cheri agos hwgwch mor an tribloed o cheri not Tony McTague.
As the train drew into Tullamore railway station, exploding fog signals heralded the arrival of the champions. The team left the train with Captain Tony McTague holding the cup aloft. The streets were gaily bedecked with bunting and flags in the county colours of green, white and yellow. Bonfires illuminated the night sky around the town. An estimated 30,000 happy supporters thronged the streets as the players were driven to the town square on an open truck. After a victory banquet in a local hotel, the champions attended a dance held in their honour.
His unique sidestep was more bags like left in his wake, like, you know, with the sidestep, like it always seemed to work, like.
Níl for Dermot Geary ná I nefnte sa tír seo Tony McTague countess na imiróí bavar a inner pell riamh a bhí ann agus cuinófar go dó Tony McTague in Nóválaí countess na imiróí bavar a tháinig amachchas an chunta sin.
If I was to give advice to a young fella to be a good free taker, what he'd have to do is practice. And when he's tired practicing, keep practicing. And there isn't a shortcut to it. It's repetition, constant repetition, practice and practice. And practiced like hell.